be business owners until you take the step and do the thing. So like whatever Shauna's going to say, you got to do with what she says. You know what I mean? Like you can't just keep training and like absorbing all this information. You still have to do the thing. Like anybody who's had success in any area of their life, they didn't know what the heck they were doing. So stop trying to make a perfect plan.
That actually fits into what the content of this call is going to be perfectly. And I should have introduced Ellie because there are a lot of new people on this call. So Ellie is my sponsor. Ellie was my college roommate. And Ellie currently holds the second highest rank in the company, which is Zaya Elite. So Chrissy Tager, her sponsor, holds Zaya Presidential. Ellie holds Zaya Elite, and then there's a little group of Double Zaya executives. So Ellie has been around the block a time or two with Zaya, and we're excited you're here. And she's moving to Japan soon, so that's a whole nother Zoom call with drinks for me. Okay, I gotta keep admitting people. Hold on a second. Okay, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Has anybody ran a Zoom call where you've had to do this? This is nuts. So, okay. So we'll get started because it's 8:05. We try to keep these typically about a half hour, but for those of you guys who are new, hi. My name is Leah. So we do these calls every single Monday night at 8 o'clock Central Time or whatever time it is where you are. But we have them every single Monday, and we cover various topics from things like recruiting to mindset to understanding numbers, understanding how to rank advance. We really cover like the whole gamut of things. And we typically try to record them, but it's always better to be live just because there's a better energy and better reaction to the information. Let me just mute a couple of people here. But one of the other things we want everybody here to know is that these are open to you every single Monday night, okay? And they're a place where we want feedback. We want you guys to ask questions. If you have things that you want to share or things that have worked well, unmute yourself, but it's open forum. So don't ever feel like you've got to kind of just sit back during these. Please feel free to like partake. If you feel like you've got something really good to share and you'd love to lead a call sometime, message one of us. But we appreciate you guys being here and hopefully this is helpful. So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about getting started in your business, because when you become a rep, it's overwhelming. And right now we are in a time of such massive growth in Zaya. I've been with Zaya for just over 2 years. And I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like what's happening in April. So for you guys to be, well, for those of you who are newer, to be beginning your journey right now, or even continuing your journey, like this is an incredible time in the history of the company. So what's going to happen tonight is Shauna's going to tell us a little bit about, okay, so when you get started, what are like some tactical steps that we can focus on right away without getting overwhelmed? There's so much training. There's so many things to plug into. Do not get caught up in that, and do not try to perfect anything, because truth be told, there is nothing, you can't perfect anything. This business is about taking you, putting your spin on it, and moving forward every single day. I will tell you that I believe there are 3 things that matter in this business, and it is plugging in. So plugging into resources when you can, and then putting that stuff into action. Being consistent, so figuring out what this business means for you, and work with your upline to say, hey, this is what I want this business to do for me. And then we can figure out and help you figure out, okay, if that's what you want this to do, here are the things that you should be doing on a daily basis. And then having a positive mindset, like staying in your lane and thinking abundantly and thinking about growth. I mean, what an amazing time to think abundantly. You know, we've got such an incredible opportunity at our hands in a time of uncertainty, and I think that's a true gift. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going to let Shauna take over, because she is incredible at helping people launch their business. If you are a rep who has been here for a while, this is going to be really good for you to hear, because as we go back and think about our journey as a new rep, it's going to help us understand, how can I help onboard and train anybody who's coming into this business. So Shauna, take it away, sister.
All right. Thank you, Miss Leah. What Leah just said, it's crazy, because I have 3 things written down that like you are in.
One more thing. I just dumped kombucha all over my desk in my white shirt, but that's not what I was going to say. Shauna is a Zaya executive within Zaya and has an absolute busting, huge, amazing business right now, as does every single person on her team. So that's a little bit of Shauna's background. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so I had 3 things written down that we are in complete control of in our businesses, and it's literally what Leah just said. So I think if you like literally take away 3 things tonight, like these should be the 3 things that you know that you are in control of. So I have our energy and our attitude. So that is one that we're putting into our business. That is something like we are in control of. Whether, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. So whether you had an amazing launch party or you had a dud party or whatever the circumstance is, you can control your attitude and your energy that you're putting into your business every single day. The other one is your effort and consistency. That is something that is 100% on you, that has nothing to do with those around you, or again, your sales or your team volume or anything like that. It is all on you, is your effort and your consistency. And the last thing is use of resources. So Leah, literally everything you just said, those are 3 things that you can control. There are endless resources here, like these Monday night trainings. If you're a part of Team Up, we have a whole units tech section on our team page with past trainings and tons of information. So hitting on that resources section, you guys, when you first start, you get added to like a shit ton of groups. Like you're invited to your main team page, and then you're like Zaya Gals, and then Zaya Marketing, and then the retired site page. Like, here's my advice on that right there. Turn those notifications off besides like your main team page. So like turn off the notifications for Zaya Gals and for Zaya Marketing. Like the stuff that's in there is really great, but if you have that blowing up your phone, like you're going to be like, holy crap, like this is too much. Like on day 2, you're going to start feeling like that. So like you don't use that space more for a resource, like plug into your main team page, and that's where you're going to get the bulk of your information. I use Zaya Gals and Zaya Marketing, you guys, for like pictures or sizing questions. Like I don't use them all the time. So that would be my literally 1 thing to think of, like right away. You get added to these groups, turn those notifications off, and use those spaces more for like a resource when you're looking for information. Otherwise, it will get overwhelming really quickly. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about your launch party and some things that I think are really important to incorporate in your launch, and then some things to kind of do after. So I'm going to try to share this. Okay, did this work? Do you guys see out? Can you guys see this? Okay. So I created these startup guides, and anybody can use them. Like I will share them even if you're not on our team, because I think that they are kind of bulletproof when it comes to launching your business. The thing that's so important to remember, you guys, is you and your sponsor should be hand in hand, one-on-one every day. Like I am not kidding. When you join and like you think like, wow, I've really been like blowing up Leah's phone like constantly, like I've been messaging her every day, that's normal. Like if you're not doing that, that's actually kind of weird. Like, you know what I mean? You need your sponsor, you need their help and their guidance, and you should be in contact with them almost every day when you're starting, because there's so much that you're not sure of and that you need that guidance with. So when you're doing all these steps that I'm going to share, your sponsor is there for you guys. So remember that and use them. Like they've done it all before. So don't make it harder on yourself and feel like you need to do all of this by yourself. Your sponsor's done it, and they've probably helped onboard other people and help other people launch their business. So use them and pick their brain and use their knowledge that they have. But these are literally the first few things, you guys, like personalizing your rep website. So this startup guide, it literally says number 1, and then it shows you exactly how to customize, like right here, your personal rep website. So when you get added to a team page and you start getting tagged all over, like Leah, watch this video. Okay, now Leah, watch this video. That's overwhelming. So if you are a team leader, remember that, like tagging them everywhere in 10 different spaces, that's a lot. Like that's confusing. And then you lose the post and you can't find the notification. Everything you need to get set up is literally in this startup guide. All of those videos, how to create an event, how to personalize your rep website, all of those videos are here. So if you're sending somebody this startup guide, when they're joining, all of that stuff is here. So that takes out all of those tags all over the place, all those notifications that get to be a lot. And it just kind of zones in on what they really need to be focusing on. So personalizing your rep website, you guys, that's instead of using that code at the back. So you get your rep ID or whatever. And the rep website is going to be personalizing it just so that it's more, sounds prettier, sounds nicer, it's more appealing. So then next is really your launch party. Now, again, when you guys look at this number 3, this literally should be hand in hand with your sponsor. So one of the first things that I tell people to do is announce it like on your public profile or whatever, or social media, whatever platform. So it's creating an announcement, sharing what you did, sharing that you're a rep for Zaya. So what that does is it gets people's interest before you're adding them to a group. So you're saying like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like I started sharing Zaya Activewear, or whatever your little story is, like post that on your public page and get people interested in what it is that you're doing. Then you're going to create that private Facebook group. Your sponsor, again, is going to help walk you through all of that, you guys. But these steps are literally step by step what you should be doing. Don't get caught up in all the other groups or the tags and everything else going on. If you focus on these startup guides, it is literally going to help you launch your business and be successful in doing that. So here, obviously, just some like videos, but again, it's all in one space. So it's showing you everything you need in this one space. Talks a little bit about things that you can do for launching your business, finding out what your why is. And then it also has some Facebook, like a guide. And Ellie, I think this one's actually from you. But then I created a sample shop for my team. And what it really is, it's a shop I did in the past. I removed all the shoppers that were in there, and I added tips and advice for people using it as a shop so that you can follow a template when you are launching your business. So most of the time, all this work is already done for you guys. You don't need to make it 10 times harder and, try to get all the verbiage. Use this as a template and a guide to help you share the products. So your launch party is really like if any of you have been invited to Zaya shop in the past. That's what a launch party is. All it is, it's you're in control. And a lot of times you and your sponsor should have a game plan. So I do this with everybody that I am launching their business with. I am saying, okay, what day do you kind of want to start? That's the most important thing. Don't hold off on your launch party, you guys. You're excited that you just joined, and the opportunity right now is so huge that don't wait. If you join, just use that energy to kind of push forward. So get your launch date on a calendar. That's the first thing I'm asking people. When do you want to do this? Do you want to have time to create your group and let's start on Friday? Or do you want to start it on Monday? Get it on your calendar and get a game plan with your sponsor. So this is what I mean. I'm saying to them, let's break it up into categories and let's talk about bras on Mondays. And I lay stuff out for them. I write up little Monday, this, Tuesday, this, come up with a plan so that it becomes easier. When you're thinking when you go into a sample shop and you see all these things you have to share, it seems like, holy crap, this is a lot of information. But when you spread it out over 5 to 7 days, it's easier to digest and it's not so up in people's faces. So get a game plan down. So a few things, that's literally one of my startup guides. I have to pull up the other one. So sorry, lots of stuff on here.
Make your prepaid return label for customers or for your.
Sorry. What's going on? This is how I lead the calls, you guys. It's always a little messy, so just hang tight. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit first on those few things to do during your launch party. This here is more after your launch, but something for your launch party, you guys, that to me are non-negotiables. If you're launching your business, when I said your energy and your attitude are in your control, you need to show up with energy in your launch party. If you guys are not excited to be sharing this business, why would people be excited to buy the clothes? Like if you're showing up and you're doing a live video and you're like, yeah, so these are the leggings that I got in my kit. And I mean, it's so boring. Like you have to be excited. So go live when your energy is the highest. Like if you're the most fired up at 8 a.m., that's when you should be going live. If you are like your peak energy and your excitement is at like 2 p.m, then that's when you should go live. Like you need to be excited when you're showing up and you're going live, or people aren't going to want to watch you. It's that true. You need to be excited about what you're sharing so that they're excited to learn about what you're sharing. So a non-negotiable to me is going live like every day in your launch party. If you have a 5-day launch event, like that means you should be going live 5 days, in a row. You are launching your business, and I feel like how you create and go about your launch party sets up your business, and it sets such a strong foundation. And those people that are in that launch event, those people are going to carry you through and be such a like bloodstream for your business going forward, that like you want to educate them on what it is that you're doing and take the time to share all the pieces and show up and go live and mess up and all of that stuff. So show up with excitement and go live. That's like non-negotiable. I think that if you're not going live, it's just another group. You know what I mean? Think about being a part of other groups. I say this in almost all my trainings, but when you get invited to a group, you guys, a party, like a Usborne book party or Unique or all the freaking parties that are out there, like there's something that makes you want to stay in that party. Or if you're like me, sometimes like you leave. But if I see like somebody going live, and I shared this, someone did like, I can't even think of the name of the party. I'm just going to have to say it because I can't think of the actual name. It was like that sex party thing. I can't think of the correct name, so sorry for the language. But I like was invited to this party online, and right away like she did a live video, and I was like, oh, what's this about? And like the more she came on live, the more I liked her. I was like, this girl's kind of cool. Like, what should I get? Obviously, I really didn't need anything from that party, but I was like, this is kind of cool, and I like this girl. But if she never went live, like I wouldn't have liked her. I wouldn't have known who she is and what she's about. And I think that that's important to, I always say it, but you become a person and not just a salesperson. So show up and go live, even if you're scared. And even if you call the all-star bra the bomber bra, even if you mess up, like that's how you learn. So that leads me to like the next thing I have written down, you guys, is like you need to mess up. And it's scary to mess up, and you get off of your live and you're like, shoot, I called out those leggings the wrong leggings, and you're all nervous about it. It's like, that's how you learn. And it's good to do those things. And it's good for it to happen in your launch party when it's your warm market of people and your family and friends that are supporting you. But you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know all of the things in order to get your business going. You don't need to know like all of the different compressions of the leggings and all the support of all the bras. You just have to do it. Like you just have to show up and start doing those small things. And in the future, all of that important stuff, little important stuff and details will come. But just start doing things and partner with your sponsor. And they're going to give you all those little nuggets of information. So in your launch, there's 2 things that I think are really fun to do. Now, sometimes people get their starter kit before they like create their group and everything. So what I think is really fun is if you do like a live unboxing of your starter kit. So literally just going live and like sharing the pieces that you got. And here's why: you're excited, and you don't know all the stuff in that starter kit, but you're excited. And that's what matters. Energy is transferred between people. And if they see you unboxing this kit that you're super excited about, like that's intriguing, and they want to know what's going on and why is she all fired up. So that's something that is really fun to do once you have your group set up. Another thing that I like to share with people is I love for you to create your group like one-on-one with your sponsor. So you have your group created, right? Your launch event created. And before you invite people in, it's so amazing if you can go live in that party and all you're talking to is yourself, right? Because nobody's in that group. So if it's your first live and you're scared, it's okay. But I think inviting people and welcoming people into that group and sharing it what's going on? Like, we get invited to so many parties on Facebook. It's a huge platform for direct selling. And I think when you can create a group and you can show up right away and like be a little bit vulnerable, that's going to draw people in. So when you're inviting all these people to this group and there's not a lot in there, you know, and there's just a bunch of words and pictures, or you invite people in and the first thing that they're seeing is your face and you talking to them and you welcoming them into this group, to me just like sets the tone. So that's something, those two things are something that I like to encourage people to do in their launch party, so to say. So do a live unboxing with your goodies. And then before you invite guests in, do a live video and share, like, why did you become a Zaya rep? Like, did you love the leggings? Because then share that, like, I'm here because these leggings make my booty look poppin', or whatever. If you're there because of the community and like you're a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for more friendships, like share that. Share why you want to be sharing this clothes with somebody, with these people, because again, you become more of a person with a personality than just a salesperson. So those two things, I'm just going to look, I don't know, I can't actually see it when I'm screen sharing. I can't see the comments. Oh yeah, okay. All right, so those are a few things with your launch, you guys. So really just get a game plan with your sponsor as far as what you're going to be doing each day, and break it down that way. It becomes much more like, okay, just worry about one day at a time. Like today we're talking about leggings. All you need to worry about is leggings. Like you don't need to worry about Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The next day you worry about the next thing. So just take it one day at a time, and literally your sponsor's going to walk you through it. Use them. Like, you guys, I've been doing Zaya for almost 2 years now. I still message Leah 1,000,000 times a day. Like it's actually an issue sometimes. Like I said to her last week, like, I should share you a little bit. Like, I feel like I'm very needy, but like you do, like, it's helpful to have a partner and they're your partner and they want you to succeed. So use them, like, let them help you. They've done it before. How many days do I normally run a launch party? So when I'm onboarding people, I do it anywhere from 5 to 7 days. And I like to do that because then like you can focus on one thing at a time, like bras, tanks, leggings. You can like separate it. When I run a Facebook shop, it's like 3 to 4 days. And I mean, that's a lot. You're throwing a lot at people. So I like that the launch event, if it's a little bit longer, because like, I always share to you guys when I do trainings on like parties and Facebook parties, you have to teach people about the products. Like when we throw too much at them at one time, it's like, okay, I don't like, what? There was just 50 leggings. Like it's too much. So these people are going to be your VIP group. So take a little bit more time, I feel like, to educate them on the products and why they're so great. So yes, usually we run it anywhere from 5 to 7 days. And that too is like talked about with them, like what they're comfortable with. So now I'm going to do this. So, okay, now you launched your business. Okay. You through your party. And now the next phase is what I think is really, really fun, you guys. The next phase is like you becoming your own business partner and like transforming the mold. Like, okay, do A, B, C, and D. And now you get to be like a free bird and you get to like do what you want with your group. And that's so fun because it can reflect you as an individual and what you want with Zaya. So I'm going to share this again. Okay. So the first thing on there that I have is determine what type of rep you are and set your goals from there. So everybody wants something different with Zaya. Somebody might just want the rep discount, or somebody wants to make $200 a month. Someone wants to make $2,000 a month. So to me, it's really important, even as the sponsor, to know what people want. Because you know what, if somebody is here to make $200 a month, the way I'm going to push or guide them is completely different than somebody who wants to make $2,000 a month. So as their sponsor and mentor, you need to know what they're here for, right? You need to know if like what it is that they want with Zaya, what's their goals. So something that I do for everyone that joins my team, I send out a welcome email and I explain to them kind of like finding your why. And I explain my why and kind of how my why was in the beginning and what it is now and all of that stuff. And I ask them, like, over the next couple of days, think about your why. Like, why did you say yes to Zaya? What do you want out of Zaya? And then I check back in and ask them, because that's the only way I'm going to know what they want from their business. And if I never ask that, how am I going to know how hard to, and I don't mean to say push, but I'm not going to know how to coach them. I'm not going to know what they need from me. If I treat everyone the same and somebody wants to make $200 versus $2,000, like, that's not fair. You know, they might need that extra push in training and coaching. So as a mentor, it is your responsibility to find out what they want with Zaya. So when I say to, like, okay, and set your goals from there, I always think it's important to set business hours. And this is something that I'm still working on. Like, it's not something that's always easy when you can work mobilely from your phone, but it's important to set some sort of like business hours. So for me, you guys, this is what I do. Like, I do the bulk of my work, my Zaya stuff, during nap time. And then usually, like right now, like an hour at bedtime. So that is when I can work. So if you're working a full-time job, it's important to know, like, okay, when can I work on Zaya? Like, when do I have the time to do it? And kind of make those your non-negotiable. So setting your business hours and figuring out, like, what kind of business opportunity you want with Zaya. So here I kind of just like lay it out. Of course, there's all spaces in between. It's not like can be one and only one of these. But this is an example of the different kind of categories I feel like people fall into as far as shopping with a discount, more of like a hobby and just like wanting to make some extra income on the side, or you want to grow a business and you want this to be your primary source of income. So those are a few different things. Of course, again, there's room for everybody in between. But again, this is what's so easy. Okay, when you're onboarding and you're launching someone's business, it literally says 1, and then it like takes you down there. Okay, now it's going to tell you to use your rewards from your launch event, and then it shows you how to do that. Okay, then it's telling you change your private Facebook group into your online community, and literally it talks about that. So this startup guide, you guys, literally walks you through what it should look like from launching your business to shifting your business into your VIP group. And again, I'll share that with anybody that wants the startup guide. I'm willing to share that. But the thing about transforming your VIP group that's so fun is that, again, that gets to reflect you as a person. So if you're like misfit and you're like doing all that stuff, that's really great. And you can use your love for fitness and activity in your VIP group. So just transform your VIP group to reflect why you joined Zaya. So that's easiest for me to say. Like, if you're here for the community, like, create this community in your VIP group. If you love the leggings and wearing them different ways, then show people that you can style leggings in different ways. But so after your launch party, the most important thing to me is finding out what you want with Zaya, finding out what kind of, maybe it's like, if it's the income part, like, okay, I want to make $200 a month, and then work with your sponsor and say, hey, this is my goal. I want to make $200 a month. What do I need to do to get that? What do my numbers need to look like? How many shops do I need to have? A lot of running your business, you guys, for the first 30 days should be conversation with your sponsor and the person who shared this opportunity with you. Okay. Like, if I can say one thing, like, that's a resource, like, use them as a resource every day for the first 30 days. Like, if they're willing to link arms with you, just like take all their knowledge, like take everything you can from them. That's going to make you successful. Don't worry about Zaya Gals and all those other groups and reading stuff and figuring stuff out. Just kind of connect with them for 30 days and you are going to be successful. So one thing that I do, so setting goals, you guys, then once you find out what you want with Zaya, kind of why you said yes, setting goals is really important. So I've done this like literally since the first month I joined Zaya. I have set goals every single month. And if I didn't, I wouldn't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I would just kind of like, I guess, yeah, I'll do a party. You know what I mean? Like, I know, nope, these are my goals with that. So I know that I need to do 4 parties a month, because personally, that's going to help me get to my goal. For someone else, that might look like doing 1 party a month, and that's okay. But you have to know kind of what you're doing with your business and run it like a business. If you want to do it as a hobby, that's great, and it's going to pay like a hobby. But if you want to run it as like a business, you have to treat it like a business, and you have to like set goals for yourself in order for that to happen. So literally every month, you guys, this is like a planner I got at Walmart. It's nothing fancy, but like every single month I'm writing goals down. Every month I write goals down. And when I get to them, I just check them off. And that's pretty cool that you can like check things off. But like, how would I gauge my business and how well I'm doing if I didn't set goals and I wasn't able to cross stuff off? Like, I wouldn't know like what I'm doing really. That's just me. So I love to see things written down to be able to cross them off. So that is a little bit about launching your business. Are really helpful. I know Leah has like an onboarding guide also that she created for anyone on her team, but does anyone have any questions? Is there a time frame to complete each step? Not really. I think, honestly, I try to get on the calendar, the launch event, like on the calendar in their first 10 days. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody joins my team, and that is one of the first conversations I am having with them. Like, okay, what do we want to do for your launch party? And like, if you guys are helping onboard somebody, like that's a conversation like that you should be having. You know, like they don't know, brand new people who come and join, like they don't know what they should be doing. It's like, if we don't tell and help guide, it could turn into a real mess. Like, it's just hard. It's our job to make it easier and like guide them to what's most important, because I feel like it can get very fuzzy. So I think literally within the first 3 days of someone joining, that's a conversation I'm having. Like, okay, what do you want to do for your launch party? Like, do you want to do it, give them maybe options? You know, do you want to have your launch party, maybe get like 3 days to set up your group and then we'll kick it off on Monday? Or do you want to start it on Friday so it can be over the weekend? Like, give options. But again, I think that sometimes we add people, we share the business, and then we think like, oh, all the resources are here, so they're just going to do their thing. And that's not the case, you guys. Like, you definitely need to be hand in hand with somebody for a long time, because if you don't help them set up a successful foundation, like, what did that do for your business, right? That's like, you added somebody. So first of all, if you don't help them launch and build a solid foundation, their business is not going to be strong. And then therefore, neither is yours. Like, so if you're sharing the opportunity, make sure you're giving the love that you receive from your sponsor onto your team as well. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe you didn't get that, but hopefully all these resources that we have will help that. Is my launch party just me as the host, or do I have some host a party right away? So for a launch party, it is like you personally are sharing the business. So that's how I always go about it. Like, someone signed up, and when I say launch the business, it's them as the host. Like, because then you're getting those host rewards also, which is really great for your business. So anytime someone shops with you for your launch party, they shop with you, it's redeeming those host rewards for you. So let's just say you didn't do that. Okay. Let's just say, Leah, I'm hosting a business, but I let my friend Leah, you know, do my first party. You should really be kind of opening it up to your warm market. And from there, it's a really great way to fill your calendar. So after you introduce it to all of these people in your VIP group, in your warm market, the next step then is, you know, saying like, all right, Leah, I know like that you loved my shop. Would you host a shop for me in the month of May? So I hate to say that, but like worry about like setting yourself up first and getting that, like, get your feet wet with your launch party, and then expand out from there. And that's when you can reach out to family or friends that want to support you, and then offer to them, be like, hey, would you host a shop for me? Or maybe they're going to ask you. But always set yourself up with a strong foundation first. And because what's awesome is then like you get those rewards, those host credits and the half price items, and you can get more pieces to launch, like to have in your closet to continue to share, or you can use some of those things as giveaways. So those are all things your sponsors can help you with. Like those are like more little gritty details. But I hope this was helpful. Does anyone have any more questions before I turn it back over to Leah? Okay, so as the sponsor, just make sure you're having the conversation about when they want to launch their party. That's on us. That's not on a new rep. They're not going to come in most of the time and be like, so this is what I want to do for my launch party. I want to start it this day. We're going to talk about bra. Like they don't know. And it's really our job to take care of them and to guide them. It's not on them. So I think that sometimes that's hard to be like, oh, well, she doesn't do it anymore. It's like, well, did she get enough love? Did she get enough guidance? So just make sure that when we ask that question, we can say, yeah, we did. We worked hand in hand for 30 days. So you know that you did what you could to help make someone successful in this industry. Okay, Leah, all yours.
Thank you, Shauna. That guide is beautiful. Okay, we are in the next just couple of minutes really quick here. We're going to have Michelle share a couple of things that she's done recently. So Michelle started in December under the guidance of Shauna, and she had an absolute rocking last 2 months. She double ranked to senior rep. So we asked Michelle if she would be willing to jump on and just share like 1 or 2 things that she found very helpful during that time, because these are real tactical things coming from somebody who just went from rep to senior rep within like 1 month. So Michelle, let me make sure you are unmuted. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my name is Michelle Oleg, and I was introduced to Zaya from Shauna. And so I actually am just kind of piggybacking off of actually what Leah and Shauna kind of talked about with what to do kind of at the beginning. So like what Shauna said is set goals. So that's kind of, I learned that from her, each of us. So that was something that I learned again from her. And truly when they say like stick with your mentor and like ask them questions, like literally like Shauna said she does to Leah, I honestly do that to Shauna. Like every single day I am asking Shauna, like, I don't even know how many questions, but a lot of questions. And sometimes I feel like I'm annoying her, but I don't really care because I want to learn that stuff. So anyway, going back to like the goals. So that's my big thing is at the beginning of every month, I set goals. So like when I first started, my big thing was, I thought I could do like 1 party a month and like hit $1,000, and then that's where Shauna kind of said, well, maybe you should try to do 2 parties a month. And I'm very like, I love money. I'm not going to lie. I do. So I was like, okay, so the month of February, I did 3 parties and it was amazing. So now like, that's now my momentum going forward is I always want to try to have 3 parties or even 4 if possible. So like, that's the big thing is now like goals. So just so that way each month I know kind of where I'm going with it. And then the other thing too, where Shauna said like, get used to going live. So that was something I had to get used to in my VIP group, and especially pour the love into my VIP group is just getting comfortable going live. So I think my second month, my goal was to honestly go live like 4 times a week because I wanted to, well, that was just something I needed to get used to. So again, like, just so that way it became my normal routine. And like Shauna said, like your VIP group should see you more than just on your new release, like on Wednesdays. You can't just expect to show up on Wednesdays and to put these new releases out there and then expect to get all these sales from your VIP members. So that was another thing too, is I needed to make sure that I was going live enough, because yes, I was doing my like my shops each month where I would go, or each week where I would go live, but I felt like my VIP group was like going on the back burner where I would forget about it a little bit, and then I was wondering why I wasn't getting sales. So that was just pouring that love back into my VIP group, because they were there from the beginning supporting my business, where I needed to remember them and just kind of, pour that love into them. So going live, getting used to going live on there more than just on Wednesdays. So showing up there. And then the other thing too is just like the mindset, like Shauna talked. If you are going live and you don't want to go live, or if you aren't excited about it, then the people are not going to want to watch you. So that was my thing too. And I even talked with this about Shauna, is just my whole mindset of, one, like not comparing myself to other people, like stay in my, like, this is my journey. Everyone else has started, in different places. So kind of like, what am I here for? What do I want? Just being really excited about it. And that whole mindset of like selling something. And I think I talked to Leah about that too, where I was like, well, I don't want to bother people. And I feel bad, like asking them to join me and, stuff like that. And where Leah even said, and Shauna said it too, like, if you're feeling this way, then they're not going to want to hear about, Zaya from you either. So that was my thing too, of just that whole mindset change where like, I don't care, because one, like I know what my why is. So it's like, I now just am like, this is what I'm here to do. I love this brand. I feel like everyone should love this brand. And just kind of changing that mindset where, like Leah said, let your why just drive you forward. So yeah, those are my tips, I guess, or how Shauna got me started.
And how you double rank advanced in a month.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Congrats, Michelle. And that's amazing. That's a big feat. So you should be very proud of that. Yes, such good tips, you guys. So going through that onboarding training and like understanding your launch party. And somebody in here asked, what is a VIP group? I'm just going to quick answer like one or two questions in here, but this is recorded so you can listen to it again and see some of that really neat training that Shauna put together, and listen again to what Michelle's words were, like having a good mindset and being consistent and coming from a place of, hey, I'm here to do this because of X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to move forward with that belief system. And literally, like, I feel like I remember Shauna saying, Michelle, like we had a really great conversation. And I feel like ever since then, like Michelle's business is exploding. And sometimes it's just that, like sometimes it is having that belief. So if you guys are new, again, welcome. You're in a really, really amazing space, and it's such a unique opportunity right now with Zaya, and you will see that as you move forward in your business. With the VIP group, so the VIP group is different than your launch party. So your launch party, like Shauna said, is your announcement to the world. It's your way to tell friends and family. It's like a ribbon cutting for your business. You're going to create a Facebook group, and you're going to invite people who you think are interested in the brand, put a post on social media announcing what you're doing, being excited about it. And then you're going to have your launch event where you're going to share the products, and people are going to purchase, and they're going to try it and love it and become repeat customers. Typically what we do, at least on our team, is that launch party then, like Shauna had showed in the reference sheet that she has, there's a step that says change launch party to VIP group or community page. All those words are interchangeable. So your launch group now has a captive audience of people who have seen the products and they're excited about the products. And that group, you can now change the name of it to your VIP group or your Zaya community. And every Wednesday you can post the new releases in there. You can do live outfits of the day. You can post any special promotions that Zaya is doing, but that really becomes a shop specifically for all of your customers. And then you have other shops, parties, whatever you want to call it, where you say to someone, hey, I think you might really love this brand. Would you mind, or would you love to host an event? I'd love for you to get some Zaya half off and credits. I've got 2 openings left in the month of April. Would you be interested in one before I post it publicly and they're snagged up, or whatever your language is? But then you host with those people, and that person invites their network, and that's how your business expands. So you do the same thing in that event or that shop or that party or whatever you want to call it, where you're exposing this brand to people and they're going to purchase. And then those buyers then go into your VIP group and you take care of those people and treat them with good customer service. And that's pretty much it. So there is literally so much. There's so much that you can plug into. There's so much to know, but go back to those basics of what Shauna shared and what Michelle shared, and you will be fine. Plug in with your sponsor, and just remember, you guys, in the first little bit, your only job is to be excited about this, to share the opportunity with other people, and to sell the clothes. Like, that's it. If you can do those 3 things, everything else is going to fall into place for you. Everybody's frozen. I don't know if Shauna, it kind of looks like you were trying to say something. So if you guys have a question or you just want to unmute, go ahead. But that would be my recommendation. Do exactly what Shauna said. Go through that launch party in your first 30 days. Try to schedule 3 to 4 other events. Talk to a couple other people about the opportunity. If you want to build a team and build a business, try to have 1 or 2 people do this with you and link arms from day 1 and go forward together. So that would be my recommendation, along with all of the super valuable stuff that everybody else shared. So, okay, anybody got any questions? Anything? And if you guys are newer and you want to hear about a specific topic, please message myself or Katie Schulte, who's on here. She's another executive, or Shauna. And we kind of coordinate the topics for these calls. We'd love to hear what you want to hear about, because that's obviously going to be most beneficial for you. So I think that's it. Shauna, I can't, hold on a second. Let me unmute you. You're frozen on my screen, Shauna, so I can't tell if you got anything else? Any fun?
I just wanted to leave people with, like, remembering what you're in control of, because I think that sometimes as your business is going forward, like, oh, the metallic sold out, and you can get so frustrated on certain little things, but just always come back to those things that you are in control of: your attitude and your energy, your effort and consistency, and then your resources. Like, that, the ball's in your court with those things. So just kind of remember those things that you are in control of, and that literally should help you through your business as well.
Yay. Okay. And I know there's a lot more questions on here, so we can go through some of those offline, but the links to the shops in the back office, we actually create those. I'm not sure who's asking that, KRIF. But those we create, and in that reference sheet, or if you go onto the team page, I'm not sure what team page you're on, but go into the units section. Oh, hi, Carrie. Go into the units section. Oh, duh, Carrie F. I'm like a little bit slow right now. Go into the unit section on whatever team page is even added to, and there'll be videos that actually say how to create an event. So when we have parties and stuff, we're creating those links, and then the host and all of those people can shop under that certain link and get the rewards, so on and so forth. Yeah, again, Shauna will walk you through that. That's just some of those details that'll come. And some of this, you guys, don't worry about it. Don't worry about how to do a return. Don't worry about how to set up an event. Like, when the time comes that you have to do that, be like, hey, Shauna, I need to set up an event. How in the hell do I do this? Or, hey, I need to return these leggings for this girl. How do I do it? Don't worry about knowing how to do it before it becomes part of your business. So, okay, we will let you guys go. It's 8:52. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks, Ellie, for joining us. And we will see you guys next week, Monday. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.